What's going on, everybody? It's Scott here from WFLBC, and I'm not in my studio. I'm actually in my my living room because it is really cold in my studio. My studio is just my garage, and it's winter here, and it's finally dipped below freezing, and my little space heater, it just can't keep up with the weather. Today's video is a little different. Today's video is a thank you from me to you, as well as just a really quick review about one of my favorite things that I use when I make these videos, or just generally any of the videos that I make. I will always have this piece of gear with me, whether I am traveling or making a video around town, or just set up in my studio or here, which is Studio B. Let's call it Studio B. Oh, if you're wondering about the balloons, it was just my daughter's birthday, so happy birthday, Haley. You are an awesome kid. Don't ever change. So that thing that I use in all of my videos, this is my trusty X-T20, is this SmallRig cage. So what a cage does is it basically turns your camera into a filmmaking rig and gives you just a whole bunch of options for mounting things to your camera, things like lights, microphones. It gives you like a ridiculous amount of tripod mounts, whether they be 1/4 inch, or I think this also has 3/8 on it. Yeah, it does. All down the side, all down the top, all down the other side, all over the bottom. Just mounting points everywhere. It's got a cold shoe right here. This is a NATO rail here, so you can add a handle on top and it just screws on like that, and then you can use that as a nice low-down shooting rig. This also has a cold shoe, as well as a bunch of other mounting points, places to mount friction arms. You can adjust this handle to be forward or backwards. It's got a cold shoe on the back here if you're doing some audio behind the camera. You can also add things like handles. I've got this nice wooden handle here, and that would just bolt onto the side of the camera to give you a nice steady platform for taking handheld video. Sort of the wider your hands are and the better grip you have, the more stable your video will be. So I've been using this SmallRig X-T20 cage for, oh boy, it's got to be about a year. And I've never really talked about it before because it's just something that I use and I don't really think about because it's effortless. It just does everything I need it to do, and it doesn't, I don't know, it's just out of my way, which is exactly the way I want my gear to be. I'm just going to take this handle off before I accidentally smack myself in the face with it. It gives you this nice sort of chunky grip on the front here too. I believe there's a wooden piece that you can get for here too to give you a nice grip on this side as well. Still gives you access to all the controls on top of your camera, gives you access to your battery door and memory card, your flaps on the side of the camera for audio, HDMI out, and USB. It's just, they're just lovely, well-engineered pieces of kit, and I can't recommend them highly enough if you are making films, making videos, doing YouTube, doing film school. This is such a nice piece to add to your kit. And this is not a sponsored post. Like I said, I've had this particular cage for about a year. Bought it with my own money. But recently, SmallRig reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to review one of their cages. They said they'd found my YouTube channel, and I think because I'd never talked about using their cages before, they assumed that I didn't have one, but I do. So I said, yeah, I'd love to review one of your cages. And they said, what cage do you want? And I said, you know what I want? I want a Fuji X-T3 cage. I don't have a Fuji X-T3, and the reason I wanted a Fuji X-T3 cage, and it's right over here, is because I'm going to open this up. I'm going to give this to one of you. So, this is a brand new Fujifilm X-T3, get out of the way there, box. SmallRig Fujifilm X-T3 cage. It's slightly different than the X-T20 cage in that the top rail is a little different, the cold shoe's on a different side, and the grip is actually nice and smooth already, so you don't have to add anything to it. But other than that, it does the exact same thing. So it gives you access to everything you need on your camera. It's got a nice rail on the side. All of these cages are tripod plate compatible. So just like an L plate where you can mount your camera right on a tripod plate, these will do that very same thing. Just the build quality of these cages is fantastic. Yeah, I thought since I just passed 3,000 subs that I would give a little something back, and it's going to be this. So, in order to win this SmallRig Fujifilm X-T3 cage, you have to like this video, you have to be subscribed to the channel, and you have to leave a comment down below about why you want this or why you need this SmallRig X-T3 cage. I'm just going to randomly pick someone. You can be anywhere around the world. I'll pay for the shipping. I don't mind. And yeah, this is just me saying thank you, and also thank you to SmallRig for sending me this cage and for making these awesome products that really make my life a lot easier as a filmmaker. Get out of here. As a filmmaker and as somebody that makes camera review videos, because it just turns something like this X-T20 into just a phenomenal little filmmaking rig. You can attach so much stuff to it, and it's just, I can't stress how much I like using SmallRig's products. I'm just going to show you, actually, I'm rambling on here, but the level of detail that they put into their kit, like this is one of their wooden handles, and I've got a left hand and a right hand handle. Right in the top here, there is an Allen key that's built in to this particular handle, and that Allen key helps you adjust the height of this handle. It also works for other things in the SmallRig system, and it just fits in the handle, and it's actually held in there by a magnet. So it just slides into the slot, and once it gets in its place, it's got a magnet, and it just stays in there, and it's fantastic. If you want to add something like this, or a top handle, or anything like that, you can go to SmallRig's website. I'll leave it below. Tell them I sent you. Go find them on social media. I'll put their links below, and tell them I sent you over to say hi. But yeah, that's it, you guys. I just wanted to give you a little update also on where I've been for the last couple of weeks. I'm sure you guys saw my videos from Mexico, and I got really, really sick on our second to last day in Mexico, and that was a little over 2 weeks ago, like 15 days ago. And it came home with me, and I've been sick ever since, to the point where I ran out of holes on my belt. Like I've lost like 20 pounds or something, and it hasn't been good. But I'm finally starting to feel like myself again, and man, all-inclusive resorts. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.